Hey, I want to talk to you about BPC-157 and TB-500 for rotator cuff issues, as well as tennis elbow, because I started using this due to some really, really bad pain. And I'm talking about pain so bad that I woke up one night thinking my arm, it just felt like it was broke. And so I have been over the years, amidst my weightlifting and jiu-jitsu, I've been doing physical therapy and dry needling and some voodoo flossing, different stuff, including just like strengthening, trying to target just specific muscles and rotator cuff movements. And I've done all this stuff that I kept getting worse and worse and worse. It might help it for like a week or two, and then I'd go back and get worse and worse and worse until about, I guess we're maybe about 6-7 weeks into my cycle of BPC-157 peptide, as well as TB4/TB500. And I just want to take this moment to say, hey, this is not medical advice. This is entertainment/informational purposes only. Always consult with a doctor. I'm just telling you my experience with this stuff. And so I'll give you a little bit of insight into, well, number one, how it's worked for me, as well as what I did specifically for these peptides to work for me. And I really don't think it's that complicated. I just ordered them, got them, and I'm doing injections into the area. So with the BPC-157, I'm actually doing the injections. There's kind of a few different areas where I'm noticing most of my pain in my elbow is aggregated. So I'll come in and I'll do injections here. Then sometimes I'll do them more here. And I kind of rotate. And I started out with 250 micrograms. And that seemed like it was healing, but then I'd go to jiu-jitsu and I felt like I'd take 2 steps back, so I'd maybe get 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. And so I was like, I'm going to do 500 micrograms. I did that and it was like quite a bit better. And I didn't really feel too much of like, sometimes people talk about they start doing higher doses and they feel like too much of like maybe a buzz or almost like irritation. I didn't have that. So I was like, I'm going to give 1,000 micrograms a shot. Started on 1,000 micrograms, and it was just crazy how quickly that started to prevent my pain and also just allow me to do stuff that I haven't been able to do in a long time. I actually recorded a quick cell phone video. I'll play this for you here real quick. Yeah, so this, and I'll start it over because I don't know that it actually started from the beginning. This is something maybe not that impressive to other people, but for me to be able to do this, whatever you call it, was a big deal because I have not been able to do that in a long time, and especially not at the weight I'm at now. So it's like I was able to do something that I have not been able to do in a long time. And normally if I would do that, my shoulders would, I'd just start to apply pressure for that movement to where I go from that sort of sitting position to the handstand, and my shoulders would just feel like they are dying. So that's something, again, one of the big results that I realized with the BPC-157 and the TB4/TB500. Now, I've talked to you about the BPC-157 in this area, the TB4, Thymosin beta alpha, and I'm not going to get too thick in the weeds, but TB4, TB500, essentially interchangeable. If you know peptides, that's not exactly true. I am using the 43 amino acid version for those people that know the difference and all that. So TB4 is what I'm going to say for the rest of the duration of this video. I would just inject that into the belly fat. And I'm doing all this stuff subcutaneous. I might have accidentally, I think, a couple times gotten into muscle over here with the BPC-157, but I'm not really trying to get into muscle. I do the localized with BPC, but I will say I've also had some other issues in my low back. I've had some issues that, it's like I have to foam roll a whole lot, and I was surprised at how much I pretty much just don't have to foam roll. Every once in a while I might, especially if I've had a deadlift day and I'm just feeling some kinks in my back, but I've been blown away how much better my low back has gotten. And so there's a few other things I kind of hoped it would help with more. Like I have an issue with this finger where I don't know, it almost feels like it's either the joint or possibly even maybe I got a fracture in the bone during jiu-jitsu. I just tape up my fingers. Anybody that does jiu-jitsu knows exactly what I'm talking about, probably. And so, I haven't noticed that it's fixed that. I'm hoping maybe if I continue the cycle or maybe do a few different cycles, it will actually provide a lot of relief for that. But for now, the biggest impacts that I've noticed is, again, on the tennis elbow, which I think is largely present because of rotator cuff issues. I've noticed that, okay, not only have my shoulders gotten stronger, which again, I think that's all connected to my rotator cuff stuff. But the tennis elbow has gotten, I'd say it feels about like it maybe close to a 90 to 95% ish improvement again. And we're like around, I think maybe week 6 or so. That to me is wild. So BPC-157 with the TB-500, TB-4, I said I was going to say TB-4 the rest of the video. Those to me have been nothing short of miraculous. I'm going to continue using them probably at least a couple more weeks. Then we'll probably take a break and then do another round of it. Now, I haven't mentioned the dosage with the TB-4. I was doing, I want to say I was doing about 2.5 milligrams per week. And so I was really doing, I guess it was 5 milligrams total per week, split into 2 doses. That's what it was. So for you, those of you all that were curious, again, these dosages, you can find different ways of doing this on the internet. I hear dosages where people split them up daily or every 2 days, every, however many days, whatever. I chose the dosage in the protocol I did because of the information I found about the half-life and how long the half-life is on TB-4. So that's pretty much it. I'll look to do another video on this once I get through this cycle completely. But so far, again, having super busy active lifestyle where I am weightlifting, doing bench press and doing heavy weight and doing pull-ups. Pull-ups used to bother me so much, again probably because I'm not locking back my shoulders as well as I should and engaging the lats, and I was just putting too much pressure on my shoulders. And then again, I think that was causing other issues. That I'm pretty blown away with how good of an improvement I've seen here about the 6 to 7 week mark. So that's all I've got for you in this video. Thanks for watching. Be sure if you've had any thoughts on BPC-157 or TB-4, or even if you tried them, leave some comments down below. And I would love to hear from you. Then, of course, hit the like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all the good stuff. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.